Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Neo RC. As always, I appreciate you watching. Appreciate any comments you may have. You can drop them down below there. Just a couple quick updates on the FMS Atlas here. I picked up some of these. They're just roof lights that go on the roof up here. I'll get a couple of them out. But picked those up off a guy off of Facebook, Mr. Hughes. And I'll put his information down in the description down below. I just dropped one on the floor there. I dropped one of these the other day and it disappeared and I couldn't find it. So luckily I saw where this one went. But these are just like little indicator lights that go up here on the roof. I'm waiting on the LEDs. They're ordered from AliExpress, and you know, anything coming from there kind of gets here when it gets here. So we're waiting on those, but they're gonna kind of look like this. You know, they're gonna be kind of a pain to get straight on here. Well, there they go. So anyway, try and get a couple of them up there so you can see what they look like. But yeah, we're gonna wire in some LEDs for those things. I had 6 of them painted up, but dropped one on the floor over there and moved all the furniture to try and find it, and that thing just disappeared. So it fell into the abyss that is my floor. The other two that fell here, I do see I'll get those, but they'll kind of look something like that, only a little straighter, and with some LEDs lit up in there. Also in there, he does have some tailgate indicators, or some like some fender or side lamp indicators. I was kind of debating on whether to put one like up here or one on the back, but anyway, other than those, get those down before I lose those too. I don't know where that one went. Dang it. Anyway, I got the tow truck boom arms secured down nice and good. I cut a piece of wood. You probably can't see it down there because I painted it black, but got it all fixed down in there, so it's nice and secure, not going anywhere. Got 2 screws holding in the base of the arm right there, so it's a little bit elevated. I wanted to get it back as far as I could, but I already had those there, and then otherwise I had to pull these lights off to get some screws behind it, and that would have kind of jacked everything up. So that's about the farthest back I could get the arm there. But anyway, that's on nice and good. If you watch DRZ RC's channel, he just got an Atlas, and he painted the whole thing up. Yeah, he got some wheels and rusted up the wheels, which looks awesome. He rusted up the cab. He rusted up the front, so everything kind of ties together, which is really, really nice. I'm kind of halfway thinking about getting a cheap set of wheels just to rust them up. RC Dungeon did an excellent video showing how to rust up some wheels pretty easily too. So I may do that, but you know, all these little things kind of add up after a while, so things are getting kind of pricey. But anyway, on the cab here, you know, after looking at it for a while, what I should have done was put down a little silver, especially over the bare parts and up here, just to cover up the scratches so it doesn't look like it's been sandpapered, which is kind of what it looks like. But for my first attempt, I wanted to kind of keep it simple, and it worked out. It looks pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's great. TRC did an excellent job on his, but I'm not gonna rust up the front bumper or the bed, because I have the other cab that I want to keep nice, and I want to kind of go back and forth between the two. So I'm gonna keep the bed as nice as I can. I'm sure it'll get kind of dinged up eventually, but I've had this thing for like a year and a half, and it's rolled quite a bit. I had to zip tie. I think DRZ did this also, but I had to zip tie the stacks because I bent them so much they were kind of angled out like funny looking rabbit ears. So zip tied those up there, but also was kind of thinking about cutting out a piece of wood and laying it in here, kind of make a flatbed and put some of the diamond plate on it, and then I'm not sure how I'd mount this to that flat piece of wood, but I may do that eventually. But anyway, that's about it on this guy. I'm not going to make this a long video. It is Monday and we got more snow, probably about, I don't know, 3 more inches on top of the 7 or 8 inches that we already had. Sorry about bumping the camera there, my bad. I have a pretty flimsy camera mount. The Axial base camp, I wanted to give a big shout out and thank you to Midwest RC Crawling and Trailing, because he did a video on, let me get the body off here. I'm just dropping everything today. But if you're looking at putting the Rock Pirates shock mounts on this base camp, Midwest RC Crawlers did an excellent video on putting these guys on. I've had these for a couple weeks, probably more than that, probably like a month and a half. And when I mocked them up, it looked like you would have to put the change up the body mounts and put the body mounts, drill some holes like way up here under the rack, and it would be almost impossible to get to. But doing Midwest RC Crawlers and Trailers method, get some different the Axial body mount kit that they have, which is pretty cheap. That kind of fixes that pretty easy. So got the Rock Pirates shock mounts on there. Put in a Flash Hobby 45 kg servo. This is probably the 4th one of these that I've had. I really like these because they're quiet. They don't make that servo noise, at least not as bad as some of them anyway. And I've never had one of these go bad yet. But you know, I've only been into RC for, you know, year and a half, going on 2 years, so not that long. But I've got 4 of these. I really like them. They're only 45 bucks, and I think they're worth every penny. But once again, I got a Holmes Hobby Polar Pro Mamba X censored ESC in this thing. Other than that, I got some Trio brass knuckles, some Mias brass diff covers, and that's about it. I'm still using the stock shocks and everything. Had one of them leak just a little bit, but not bad. But other than that, one of the biggest issues with these guys is the bumpers and the front, really, and the skid here, or the what do they call that thing, the slider, because the tires are up real bad. This thing's got a fair amount of flex, and even with trimming the bumper down as much as I did, it still grabs onto that bumper quite a bit. So I may come up and trim up along the bottom there a little bit. I don't want to cut off the area where the, you know, the LEDs go, because I got LEDs coming for that to put some lights on this thing. But other than that, not a whole lot. I just want to say a big thank you to Midwest RC Crawlers and Trailers, because his method there, you know, that thing just matches up really easy. No real issues getting the body back on this thing. I did put some decals on there. Along with the other LEDs that I ordered from here, I ordered some strip LEDs, so I'm going to try and drill out a couple of the headlight holes and put some LEDs there. I'm going to try and do either some the 3 LEDs across the top or where these are, but I may do a bumper mount light bar, which will cover that up. So still debating on that. I also got some strip LEDs to light up the tail lights there. And I had one of these extra Injora LEDs, so you're not going to see it real easy, but it's just a red LED, and it'll shine through get my hand out of the way, the holes in the rack right there, so it'll be like a third brake light, but it'll be on all the time. Just like the rear brake lights, I don't have a LED controller to hook up to the motor for brake and reverse and all that, so it'll just be brake lights on all the time, headlights on all the time. But other than that, these wheels, I found these out in my workbench out in the garage way back in one of the drawers. Those are 2.2s. I forget when I bought them. Had to have been well over a year ago. And then these tires are the Injora King Trekker tires. These are the ones that I didn't like, and partially my fault, partially Injora's fault too, because they do advertise these as a 4.75 tire in big bold print. When you look at these on their website, they advertise these as a 4.75 tire, but if you scroll down to the details, these are a 4.64 tire. So I had put the Injora silicone inserts in these, and they kind of overinflated them and caused them not to conform to the rocks, and they would just kind of skip and bounce off the rocks. They wouldn't get any traction at all. So I didn't. I thought it was the tires, so I didn't like them. But I put the original foams back in them, and I want to try stretching a 1.9 tire over a 2.2 rim, just to give it a go. I've never done it before, so I wanted to try that out, and it worked out. It was pretty easy. It wasn't that hard, particularly with these tires and these wheels, I guess. But we're gonna give it a go. And the phone rings. I'm gonna pause and we'll be right back. All right, so yeah, other than the tires, we got I think 3-4 more inches of snow this morning on top of the 7 or 8 inches we had yesterday. So if I take anything out in the yard now, it's going to be like up over this thing will be like under the snow. It'll be like plowing a tunnel through it. So I might give it a try with either this or the TRX4 High Trail, because it's a little bit higher up. But I don't know how much running I'm going to get done today, but I wanted to at least get some kind of an update going on, because I haven't put anything out in like a week, because I'm just waiting on parts really right now. So anyway, I don't want to make this too terribly long, because we're not doing much but just looking at stuff. So all right, well, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.